Hi, welcome to Jay Today, episode 1. My name is Jay. Those of you who know me, my name is actually Jared. I'm originally South African, born to a New Zealand or Kiwi father and a South African mother. We immigrated to Australia when I was 4.5, and here I am in the same apartment that we first moved into about 20 odd years ago. So I'm 26. I currently work as a chef, and I love food. I love being able to get immediate response from my job and have that impact straight away, and I can contribute to everyone's day in a very personal way. So that's why I'm a chef. But I'm a huge nerd, and I love gaming. I love PC gaming. I love board games, dice games, card games, all sorts of things. One I'm most passionate about is Dungeons and Dragons, and you're going to hear more about that soon. But why are you watching this video? This is my first vlog. This is just going to be raw, unedited, single take stuff at the beginning, and I'll see where it goes. Just all my mentors, what I'm reading, the podcasts and YouTube videos that I watch really are leading me and inspiring me and instructing me to start broadcasting in some kind of capacity. So I was thinking that should be a podcast, but I needed specific things for that. I really wanted to do it really, really well, and that's just going to take time. So here I am with just my phone, and that's all it's going to be. It's currently raining outside. The lighting's not bad, but it's currently raining outside. I've just finished a shift of work, and two of my accountability partners were there with me, and they both convinced me that this needed to happen. So it is happening. So yeah, a bit about me. Like I said, I'm a huge nerd and I'm really passionate about gaming, but I had a gaming addiction at one point. I've spent thousands of hours in various different games, and I started at a very young age. And what I'm hoping to prevent is a generation that's growing up with screens and mobile phones at such a young age. I grew up in front of a television, of course, as many people my age and older may have. Not necessarily our parents, but that was introduced when they were adolescents, just like I was given internet access and my own computer in adolescence. So there was a level of understanding about boredom and patience and those sorts of things, whereas I feel that we are growing up with a generation of people who are so used to instant, immediate access to all kinds of entertainment, and people are not thinking creatively, they're not communicating in person anymore. We're doing everything through social media and through our devices. So I'm all about bringing people together for fun. I like to run events. I'm hoping to run many events next year. I'm hoping to do talks in schools about gaming and screen safety and how we can minimize the impact that this is having on our children and on our youth. Not that I have children. But I'm around very young kids at the moment, with friends who are who have got infants themselves, and I'm learning how they're dealing with it as parents in this generation. And in the cafe that I work in, we have quite a few teachers that I'm talking to. I have a really very close family friend who is a teacher, and that's why I was so fortunate to be inspired to do a talk at her school. So hopefully I can do more of that next year. Another thing I'm really hoping to do is take Dungeons and Dragons. For those of you who don't know what that is, I guess I should explain before I go on a rant. I want to do amazing things with Dungeons and Dragons. Basically, it is a cooperative storytelling game where a bunch of people sit down at hopefully a table. You can do it online if you really, really want to over Skype or something like that. People sit down together and you tell a collaborative story. There is one person who is the referee of the rules system and the overall decider of where the story should go, and that is either the game master or the dungeon master in the case of Dungeons and Dragons. That is what I love to do. I love to be able to provide that entertainment for others, and I like to provide a really safe space and a fun space for people to use their imagination, engage with others socially, and to just have a really good time, to bring people out of their shell, and hopefully so much more. I apologize for the camera movement there. I just kicked the stand there. So that's what I'm hoping to do with Dungeons and Dragons, is hopefully get more people into playing the game. I'm shooting a video series for a YouTube channel that isn't my own, but that's okay. It's going to launch me into that realm, and I'm going to be able to do more things with them. I'm also spinning my chair a little too much, so let's let's stop that. Yeah, I'm shooting a YouTube series in January next year, which is going to be amazing. I've also got that talk in February, early next year. So two great things that I'm looking forward to in the new year. And what I really want to do personally is shoot more of these vlogs. I'm really enjoying myself right now in the moment, so that's really a good sign. And I really want to be able to bring my talks onto YouTube. I really want to be able to interview some people who are important to me in my current life, and hopefully people that I haven't met yet, and I would really like to meet. So I really want to engage with the Dungeons and Dragons community at large. And I'm hoping to use my event management training and run some events that's going to either be really beneficial for growing the community, or it's going to be just something novel and new for the community. I'm seeing competitive Dungeons and Dragons, and like I said, it's typically, well, most often it's played as a very cooperative game, but there can be inter-party conflict. So for the group of players who play the adventurers, I didn't even explain that part. So typically in Dungeons and Dragons, it's a fantasy, medieval fantasy setting where people play a party of adventurers, heroes of a realm, and they go off on great adventures and quests, dealing with creatures and evil magic and things like that along the way. But you can play an evil character if you'd like. You can play a broad spectrum of 9 different choices of what kind of alignment you want to play. So it's a pretty flexible system, and it's really easy to get into with the current edition that we have. So I highly recommend you try it. I think that's really all I need to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe a bit more about me. I'm really into personal growth, self-development. We wouldn't put it all under, you could put it all under self-help, but really it's self-actualization and becoming the greatest version I can be of a human. So I believe that we all come to existence in order to find our own passions and our own path and our own pursuit and our own journey, essentially. So this journey that I'm on, I'm trying to make it the best one I possibly can, and that is across all aspects, from mental health, physical health, nutrition, spiritual health, and understanding of our existence as a whole, and philosophizing about that sometimes. And philosophy isn't always just theorizing and saying what ifs and could be's, and they're useful ways of thinking, and philosophy should ultimately be practical, I believe. So that's what I'm trying to learn is lessons and just deep, truths, deep truths, essentially, that can help me and help others in daily life is why I study philosophy. I also try to get as much done as possible. I'm an efficiency sort of buff. David Allen's work is quite inspiring. This is the second book of his that I've read. How to Get Things Done is an excellent system that applies to a lot of different people, I believe. So if you want to try and boost your efficiency, I'd recommend How to Get Things Done, David Allen, and this one is How to Make It All Work. So if that doesn't summarize what I'm about in terms of my personal growth, and this is something that everyone should adopt, is a growth mindset. Learning doesn't end when you finish school. Whatever level of schooling you finish, I believe everybody shifts that responsibility of scholarly and study off themselves, and they suddenly join the stream of just working, and perhaps you grow within that work, in that job, career, whatever that may be that you choose to start out in. But if you overall continue to grow, I think that's a great mindset to have. And this is proven by epigenetics and neuroplasticity, just some terminology that I might be using in the future. So this is all about the idea that we're not just born with our own innate skills and abilities, but that we can purposefully enact great abilities and endurance, physically, mentally. We can go beyond our typical thinking capacity on a daily basis, and not even using crazy drugs. There are drugs currently in use that you can take pharmaceutically, but at the moment there's also amazing herbal natural ways to do this with turmeric and ginkgo biloba. Caffeine is obviously a natural source, however, it is very stimulating. So, you know, I don't drink alcohol, I don't drink caffeine, I don't smoke. I avoid as much sugar as possible. So I try to live an incredibly healthy lifestyle. I do have some personal vices that I'm still dealing with, and I'll be the first to admit that. You cannot always just go upwards without dealing with what's underneath. So that's what I'm committed to at the moment. I may reveal some of that in this vlog. I'm not quite comfortable doing that right now, but all in good time, all in good time. So yeah, interesting way that went. So thank you so much for sticking with me. This has been a whole 10 minutes of your time, and I'm so grateful that you spent it to watch my first episode. They will be edited in the future, a little bit more concise and a little bit more brief, and hopefully have a bit more of a direct message. But thank you again so much for watching. My name is Jay, and you have a great day. Bye.